Yes, sir. Well, to be fair, I think this is probably the best fall lineup for Glendale. I mean, first time we got Wildside, Zach Garner. Pretty excited to see him. One of my favorite independent trucks, so it'll be cool seeing him. First time seeing Brutus in Chris Kohler. No, Glendale, he did pretty good in April, but he's gonna drive his own truck, Brutus, so that's pretty cool. Let's not forget Kurt Kramer Remunition. That's going to be interesting to see as well. Maybe he can do a backflip. We will see. We will see.
Maybe.
We will see. But other than that, I really like the lineup.
Yeah, I have to agree. Really quickly, this is kind of funny, guys. I don't know if I had my mic on for the first, like, half of this, so you might not have heard anything I said before this, but, I'm sorry, I got it fixed now. So, yeah, this lineup, it is definitely very good. Um, I think Kurt Kramer backflip is a little bit of a questionable one, but we'll see. We'll see, perhaps. Um, but I do agree. I think Zach Garner is going to be one to watch here. Cole Fenard did really good last October, last time the Garner team was here. Jamie Garner suffered some truck issues with a broken rear steer. I think that uh, he'll probably be able to get some good redemption here. His 2023 season has been a little here and there compared to some of his other ones, but usually he does do some pretty good events in postseason. So I think Jamie Garner will do good, but yeah, I think Zach Garner is one of the big names to look at here. Uh, he hasn't had a ton of stadium events, like maybe 5 or so, but last October was really good. I think he won racing, if I'm correct, when he was in Orlando. So
Yes, that's correct. He did one racing.
yeah, he's really good at stadium, so I think he's gonna be one to look out for. Apart from that, this lineup's overall pretty similar to like combined Series Yellow and Series Blue, which were the last 2 full seasons we got, and that's pretty similar to this. Weston, uh, Weston's crash was interesting. That was his first stadium event. I guess I don't know. Would you consider Salinas a stadium? Cause like,
Winston was there last year for Salinas, or
yeah, I'm pretty sure he was in Salinas like way before our event actually happened, like a few months.
I mean, you could say. I mean, I know Monster Jam's going to Salinas for a long time. I mean, consider it as it's like a mini, say like a mini stadium. You could say that, but I mean, this is like Glendale is like a full-on stadium compared to Salinas. So I mean, I wouldn't really count Salinas, but then again, you can count Tacoma. They've been going to arenas for a long time, and then it's also like a mini stadium as well. But then again, like I said, Glendale is a full-on stadium, and I am excited for Weston to be back in Glendale, be back driving Grader. Like last year, drove Son of Digger, had that pretty big crash. So we'll see what he can do for Glendale this year.
Yeah, I think hopefully he doesn't have that same mistake again. I think his New Orleans show is gonna be a lot to go off of because it's not like the World Finals where he has to go big. And it's not like last year. He was very consistent, and he didn't explode at the end of the run. So I think Weston's going to be a big driver here coming into this weekend. And another driver who I want to say, if I'm thinking correctly, made his stadium debut here except 2 years ago in October was Armando Castro. I could be wrong. He might have debuted in Texas or New Orleans. No, I think he debuted in New Orleans in 2021, but we were close to his first event. So Armando Castro, what do you think he'll do? Because I think he's had some really impressive big field stuff looking at stuff like that.
2 years ago when he came to Glendale, he was in the finals with Ryan. Lost because, lost the race, but after that he crashed. Skills, he did pretty good. Freestyle, he had a decent freestyle. But this year's both finals, he had a pretty good freestyle. They have pretty nice big air, so excited to see what Monter's gonna bring it down for the fall show this weekend for Glendale.
Yeah, I think because when I look at a lot of like rookie driver runs, except for like I guess Chris Kohler, because he shouldn't really count anyway. I think that a lot of the time they're not doing, you know, very big hits or anything, and I don't think Armando did any crossover jumps, but he has some pretty good momentum, and even did that little move where he did like the slap wheelie into the side of the pod, he did like a wheelie into moonwalk. That was a pretty good move, and I think that was a good stadium debut. Last year he didn't get a ton of seat time in stadiums, if any, but he did come back this year. World Finals New Orleans, did great at both events. He got like 2 flats in New Orleans, and he had a great run there. So I definitely expect some good things from him. Corey, not much to say there because we already know he just got his overall win. He did the whatever you want to call it. It's not a double backflip, but it was basically a
backflip into save. Kind of reminds me of what Cole did last fall.
Yeah, he did like that, but like off of like a random dirt ramp. He said that's not what he was doing. We all know it's what he tried to do. Everyone saw the shape of that ramp. It was a backflip ramp pretty much, just without a container or something. So he's just gonna have to try and defend that title. Not much to say there. Ryan is gonna do the exact opposite, and he has to get a big redemption at this event after he kind of didn't do very good at the last event. Was he in the racing finals? Did he win?
Nope.
Yeah.
Zombie beat him in the second round, which was pretty disappointing for Ryan Anderson.
Yeah, he got out early. His skills.
Skills. He just did 2 bicycles. I wish they were longer, like last year's February show.
Yeah, he didn't get any combos off them.
Of course, freestyle was his worst. Had truck issues, but hopefully we'll see. Hopefully Ryan can cook this time.
Hopefully, because you brought up like 2 big points. His skills, like, it wasn't terrible, but he had no combo. They weren't long. They were just little mini bicycles, and he didn't do good in racing. That was the other thing that I didn't think a lot about. He was like a below average, like even the average good driver, like say Bryce Kenny or like Cynthia Gauthier or something like that. He did even worse than what I would expect from them, ignoring the fact that his freestyle didn't go as planned. So hopefully he can get some good redemption going this Saturday. I wouldn't doubt it. I think he's going to be able to get some good stuff going there. Here's a big one. Jamie Sullivan's stadium debut. That's a big topic of debate. A lot of people think she doesn't deserve a stadium event yet. Personally, I think that she might be able to get some good stuff done. What do you think about Jamie Sullivan in stadiums?
Well, I'll admit, I was pretty impressed with her Cornell 1 this year. I mean, at first, you know, she was getting kind of bumpy at first. She was doing stoppies, but in later years, she was getting like little moonwalks and stuff. Even I can give another example, like for example, Ashley Sanford. At first she was getting used to the track and everything, but later in the year she was actually getting pretty good. So I'll say Jamie and Ashley were the 2 drivers I was impressed the most this year, and the fact that Jamie's gonna get her first stadium show, we don't know what we're gonna see from Jamie, but we will see this weekend.
Yeah, I think Ashley's a big part of why people are a little on edge with Jamie in stadiums because, at least from the opinions I've heard, a lot of people think Ashley deserved this spot more, which doesn't make sense because maybe she just wasn't available or something, but she has had really consistent air, whereas I think Jamie, technically, like, skills and whatnot, I think she's been able to improve a lot, like you said, with moonwalks and that stuff, but also Savannah was just an insane weekend. She had some little saves. She took a freestyle win, good air, good stoppies, moonwalk, technical move, stuff like that. And I think that's what really made me focus in on her a little bit more. Savannah was a really good show for her. So I think that if she kind of has that same energy again in Glendale, I think she'll have a pretty solid night. Racing, I'm not sure. I haven't really seen her race. But I think she could have a good shot at a good freestyle run. Kayla's coming back. What? It's been since last February, I think.
Yeah, last February. In fact, last time I saw her was Wolfong's last year. She did all right at most, but I like her. But she's a very great driver. This year she did all right for this year. Same with Wolf Farms. She did that weird backflip last year. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah, I can't wait to see Kayla again. Pretty good driver, I'll say.
Yeah, I think she's a lot more in my focus now. Her Glendale performance last year was, I think, a little bit overlooked. I know the backflip was not really in her control. She had that cool little crash and some good air. I feel like she kind of lost a good amount of that in like the 2023 season, but postseason wise, her world finals this year, I don't even really remember what she did, but New Orleans, she had some really good momentum and really good air.
She had a rollover crash.
Yeah, like the double barrel roll thing that she unfortunately didn't land, but I think she's gonna pick it up a little bit more because she has the whole postseason to go through and potentially the Superstar Challenge too. We'll find out later this week. So I think she's gonna be one to watch this postseason, and hopefully, in the stadium return for Monster Jam, she'll be able to get some good stuff done. Chris Kohler, that's an interesting one. He's a great driver, really good driver. He had a really good freestyle, decent racing, and his skills is really what I want him to improve on. So like he kind of had the same problems around. He had a cool stoppie to start, but he didn't walk it properly. And his bicycle wasn't much. So, do you think Chris Kohler is going to have some good redemption as well?
Well, it's his truck, Brutus. And fun fact, the last time we had Brutus in Arizona Monster, it was Phoenix 2011, when Bergeron was driving. So, it's going to be, how many years is that? That's going to be
12?
12 years in the making for Brutus to be coming back to Arizona. So that's pretty cool. Like I said, it's going to be Chris's truck, Brutus. First time ever going to see Brutus. One of my favorite trucks. One of the favorite trucks I liked when I was a little kid. I was watching Monster Jam back in the Speed Channel. Good old days. But yeah, I can't wait to see Brutus and hopefully skills. Because I know Anaheim earlier this year had that amazing bicycle into like a rollover save. That was pretty cool. Hopefully we can see something similar this weekend. We will see, and hopefully he can jump the track for freestyle.
Yeah, I think that's the main reason that I was a little bit disappointed after Glendale, apart from the digger stuff. I think Chris Kohler, he's pulled off some incredible saves. One thing in the skills competition, but also, you know, Inglewood, I want to say Salt Lake City, a couple other places. He's just had really good saves, like, completely out of pocket. So I think Chris Kohler is going to be a big threat if he can regain that consistency. I don't remember what he did in skills in New Orleans, but I know he had that awesome freestyle with that absolutely insane sky wheelie at the end. So hopefully we see that kind of energy again from him in freestyle. I have no doubts that we will. He's had a lot of great freestyle runs this season. I don't even know if he's had any off nights unless from truck issues. So I think Chris Kohler's definitely going to be a big threat. Colt Stevens, I don't have a ton to say about him. I think he had a really good event. He had a good season. He did get the Freestyle World Championship, which I don't know, a little bit questionable, but that's definitely going to be something to talk about when I meet him in the pit party. Well, not meet him, but meet him again, I guess. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. I don't think there's a ton to say about Colt. What do you think? Do you think there's a lot around Colt, or what do you think for that?
Well, his last show was World Finals, one freestyle. This is the first show coming back from World Finals, so I don't know. We will see if we can cook this time. Him running freestyle for World Finals this year, like I said, is questionable. Kind of reminds me of World Finals 20 when the Lindsey Reed won freestyle. But you know, don't mind Cole. It's a great driver and everything. Don't mind the truck as well, but you know, just fan judging. I'm not a big fan of it, but like I said, we'll see what will Colt do for this weekend.
I will say it might be just a little bit extreme to compare the disaster that was the World Finals 20 scoring, but I think I still don't think he should have won. I mean, I don't know. There weren't really any over-the-top freestyles at World Finals 22 anyway, but it is what it is. I think he did really good in April with his freestyle run. He even hit the mini flip. That was pretty cool. He might be able to get some good stuff done. I don't think he's gonna win anything, but I think he is gonna have a pretty good night. With his new truck. Oh, here's a fun one. How about Kurt Kramer? What do we have to say about him?
Well, first met Kurt back in March when I went to my first mini show back in Tucson. Pretty good guy. You know, the trucks, the Hall Brothers, they're meant for racing. They're pretty fast trucks when it comes to racing, but for skills and freestyle, you can barely do anything. Even my dad says, like, yeah, these trucks, I can tell they're not meant for freestyle skills, but at the end of the day, that's pretty interesting to see Kurt Kramer into a recognition at a normal stadium event in Glendale. I am hoping to see a Kurt Kramer backflip at the end of the day. If that happens, that will be the best Glendale show I ever witnessed in my life. Better than Glendale 2009, I'll tell you that. If that happens, like, that's gonna be pretty interesting.
Backflip to moonwalk from Kurt Kramer. He's gonna win the whole event. He's gonna get the overall. He's gonna win racing. He's gonna get like 6th in skills with some good slap wheelie or something. He's gonna do a backflip and a moonwalk and get the freestyle win. Who's ready for the Kurt Kramer overall event win and the Hall Brothers Stadium return? It's gonna be awesome. Great event coming for Kurt Kramer. I do think, I mean, the trucks have some potential. I know that Raminator has a very far extended wheelie bar. Like, it's kind of annoying, but I think the trucks, good things can be done with them. I think the drivers just have to push hard enough, but I don't really think Kurt or Tim or whoever's running for Hall Brothers at whatever given time, I don't think they want to go through the work to, you know, do the bigger moves and have to pay the price for it. I think they do just want to do racing and then kind of be done with it, to be honest, but I think Kurt can do some good things. I think he just has to try for it. So, I think he has some good potential. He just has to use it.
Yeah.
How about Jamie? I think his 2023 season's been odd, but he's a good driver. So, what do you think? What do you think we'll see from him?
Well, Jamie this year, of course, is first year going out to Loco. Pretty interesting year. I think I found pretty funny before he started freestyle. He will go up to Max D and then he'll pull up like the
Every time.
Every time.
It's always Tom.
I don't know why bro has beef with Max D. Like I don't know what Jamie did to Tom, but you know, he had an interesting year this year. I kind of wish next year for his schedule he'll go back to overboard, but I guess sole driver El Loco. I don't mind Jamie at all. He's a pretty great driver. So glad that he's going to be back in overboard this weekend. Last year he did all right. Like I said, he had his steering issues, which kind of messed up his freestyle run. But sometimes Jamie can cook, especially after World Finals, his arena shows. He had pretty big air.
The sky wheelies.
Sky wheelies as well. So we will see what Jamie can do for this weekend.
Yeah, I think being an overboard, I think he automatically drives better. Like, he didn't get World Finals this year, which is fair. It was a great season. Like, everyone had picked it up this season, so World Final spots were a lot harder to get. But postseason, Jamie always goes a little bit bigger. Before he broke last year in Glendale, he had some big air going, so hopefully he can replicate that again on Saturday, and I think we might see some pretty good placement for Jamie. His racing, I think he's won a couple times. He's not known for racing, but freestyle, I think, is where he's going to do the best. And I think we already talked about Zach, so I think we have one driver left to talk about here, and that is Flying Ryan Disharoon in the Shaker. He was just here in April. I would say he didn't have an outstanding show, nothing super particular that, like, is a memory from his performance, but he had some pretty good stuff going. I don't think skills went very well. I think he might have rolled, but I could be wrong. Yeah, he did roll. He rolled in skills, I think, on a sky wheelie. His freestyle was okay.
He did a reverse popper.
Mm.
He tried to do a reverse popper, then he rolled over.
Yeah, I knew it was something with that ramp, but I didn't think he tried to do a stoppie on it. Yeah, so, failed a wheelie attempt on the reverse popper. Didn't get that, but I think his freestyle overall was a lot better than a lot of the freestyles I saw from him last year. He's getting a lot more consistent. I'm just hoping that he gets a little bit of ragged edge driving to his name coming into this weekend to maybe get, because I know he had that a lot 2020 and 2019. He had a lot of crazy saves out of nowhere. Hopefully he gets that kind of energy again. What do you think we'll see from Ryan?
Well, earlier in April, had a failed reverse popper. Freestyle, he was actually pretty good. I liked it. He had a backflip. He kind of pulled a Ryan Anderson. He did that little slap pulley into a stoppie into the pod. That was pretty interesting of him to do. For him this year, he had a pretty good season this year. For World Finals, he had that
the nosedive.
A nosedive, broke a tire. That was pretty cool to see for him. But other than that, I'm a big fan of Ryan Disharoon inside the Shaker, also known as Saigon Shaker. But yeah, I can't wait to see what he can do for this weekend. Hopefully, he can have like a cool save or a cool crash. We'll see.
Yeah, he doesn't plan. I feel like a lot of his big moments he doesn't plan. He just gets some big air, a little technical moves, a backflip, and then if there's a crazy moment in his runs, it's usually just from a whatever happens kind of thing. Truck goes crazy out of nowhere and crashes, gets him into a safe, whatever it might be. So I think Ryan Disharoon's gonna have a good night. And with that being said, we talked about our thoughts on all the drivers, how we think they'll perform. Now we kind of have to talk about how we think they're going to perform against each other. So I made this little PowerPoint here. It's got each competition listed. And so for each, I should switch those around. For each competition, we basically just want to say, who do you think will win or make podium, and who do you think is going to end towards the bottom, and stuff like that. So I guess we'll start with racing, because that's first. Who do you think is going to be out round one? Just like, you don't think they're going to win. And I'll get the lineup back over here as well.
That's a good question. Anything can happen. Who knows? Maybe Jamie Sullivan could be out round one, because one, it's going to be her stadium debut, so maybe she'll have a bad racing. Or two, maybe Revolution. Maybe we'll see, like I said, the truck is made for racing, but maybe something could happen, because I don't recall the last time Revolution was in a stadium show, so we will see. Either Jamie or Kurt, out of those two.
Yeah, I think, oh, we have two Jamies. I didn't even notice that. Two Jamies, two Ryans. Yeah. I think Kurt, Tacoma, did he win racing any of those times?
Tacoma was like one of the first shows of the month.
Yeah.
I can't remember much.
Me neither. I don't know, he might have won once or twice, but that was his last, like, big show, if I'm thinking correctly. Maybe Reno, but I don't think so. No, because that was Stadium 2 or Blue. I think he has a good shot, but he's gonna really have to channel in when he's on such a big floor. If the truck can do it, the question is really, can Kurt do it? The problem with this question that I just asked you, and I'm having trouble answering it myself, is that we have a lot of good racers. We have Corey, Ryan, Zach, Ryan, Kurt, they're all really fast. So I think that it's gonna be tough to kind of come to answers for this. But right off the bat, I think I'm gonna have to say Weston and Armando here. So like there's 4 round 1 outs. So I'm trying to come up with like 4 different drivers. Weston, Armando, and Jamie are gonna be my first ones. Sullivan, because I think that how little stadiums they do, and judging by New Orleans and World Finals and stuff like that, I just don't think that they're going to be able to compete with some of the other drivers here. What do you think? What do you think about Weston and Armando?
Well, Weston can be fast at times, but that's because he's at arenas. And then for Armando, like I said 2 years ago, he made it to the finals in racing.
That is true, yeah. I didn't think about that.
Maybe he can probably do it again this year. We will see.
Yeah, that is a fair point that I wasn't really thinking about. He did get some good speed last time. So, I think for sure we could put Jamie round 1 out. So I'm just gonna make a whole place for it. I think for sure we can say Jamie here. She's not a bad driver, but she's not really ready to win, I don't think, in stadiums. Ooh. So also you have to think about automatic advancements and stuff like that. Was Chris a round 1 out earlier this year? Do you remember that?
Yeah. Hey, I can't remember.
That's fair. It was like a random driver 6 months ago almost.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I mean, considering I don't remember him being even in the semis, I think he's a good driver, but I don't think he's gonna make it that far. I don't know.
Yeah.
Colt, maybe get past round 1. I don't know. And we could kind of just come back to this one from later. How about finalists is probably a good section to jump to here. Here, I'll just make one for each section so we could add to it as we go along here. We don't even need to do all these, to be honest. We could just come up with a couple drivers, but yeah. Whoopsies. What am I doing? Okay. Here's just like a little thing that I've laid out here. Man. Well, it would, like, this is like a lot of random details that we're trying to get here, but like, it would be really cool if we laid out the whole like little bracket and it ended up being 100% accurate. I don't know.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of crazy. I don't think Jamie Garner's gonna make it too far. I don't know.
We will see.
He could, but I think that's gonna be one of the names I'm gonna put up here. And I think I really just have to compare seat time to come up with 2 other drivers for this section. And I think Weston didn't make it super far in the World Finals or New Orleans, did he? I don't remember.
I can't remember. I mean, when it comes to like Monster Jam, like I'll pay attention to like racing, but like if I want like want to watch like a quick show, just like watch like the finals.
Yeah, I don't usually even watch racing, to be honest.
But I mean, you know, either way, I'll still record it and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Racing is cool if you're there, but if you're not there, it's like, eh. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna pull up New Orleans just to help get us some stuff here. Yeah, Weston was a round 1 out. I don't think I'm gonna put him there. I'm gonna put him here. He lost to Cynthia Gauthier too, who's not the fastest driver ever. So I'm gonna put Weston on that list. And we said Armando might do good. He did get past round 1 in his last event. Where was Kayla on this? Kayla advanced, but Chris Kohler got out to Ryan DeSharoon. So I guess fair enough that Chris Kohler got out, but I think, really looking at this, I do think it's fair to say Chris Kohler isn't the fastest person on Team Scream. He's a good freestyle. He's good a good freestyler. He's good at skills. But do you think he'll make it past round 1? How far do you think he'll be able to make it? Because I don't think he's the fastest one.
I can see him making the semifinals. I can kind of make him in the semifinals. We will see.
Yeah, I think he has a couple times. I think he can do it. I just think, again, it's really just comparing those odds. I don't think he will. We might change. I might change this later, to be honest. But I'm gonna just put him for now in that section. Otherwise, we're gonna spend like 15 hours just doing racing, and no one's gonna have fun just watching that. So, round 2 out, right off the bat. I think Kurt's gonna be out round 2. I think if he's in round 1, he's gonna get past round 1, but I don't think he's gonna get past round 2. He's got, I don't know. He's got a little too much rust there. Who else do you think is gonna be round 2?
Make it to round 2 or eliminated round 2?
Eliminated.
I can kind of see probably Caleb Blood being eliminated round 2. Probably Colt Stevens.
Yeah, Colt's a fair one.
Colt's a fair one, and that's probably it from my end.
Yeah, because I'm thinking in semifinals. I was just talking about fast drivers. I said Zach, Ryan, Kurt, other Ryan, and Corey were going to be the fast drivers. But I did put Kurt in this section. So I think that that's going to make this a little bit easier. So I'm going to say Armando, and then you said Caleb Blood, so I'll put that actually here. Caleb Blood and Armando Castro. Just because there are a lot of super fast drivers in this lineup. Not that these drivers are slow, but they're not as fast. And now this is the hard part when we have to find out who's going into the finals. I'll let you get the first pick here. We got Corey, Ryan, other Ryan, and Zach. Who do you think's gonna go fastest there?
You know what? I can kind of see Ryan Anderson and Zach Garner. I can see that.
Absolutely. If they're on opposite sides of the bracket, I think that's a fair one, and I think that's the same match that Zach won last year. I'm gonna just check really quick because I'm like already there anyway. I think that's the one that Zach won at the end of last year. Is there still another page? No. Okay, I thought so. No. Okay, it was Camden. What was Ryan doing? Ryan lost to Lindsay? Excuse me? What was that? Okay. I think you're right. I think I'm gonna. So yeah, I think it's fair to say Corey's probably out by the semis. I don't know. And that'd be Ryan Disharoon. I think that's fair. I think it's fair. I don't remember what Ryan Disharoon really did towards the end of last year. Alright, here are our final guests. I just said guess. Our final guesses for racing. So I guess we'll find out soon enough if these are accurate or not. We spent way longer on that than we probably should have. I don't know, it was like 15 minutes just talking about this. Now we can actually talk about the not super boring competition. Well, no, racing's fun, but you really gotta be there. I skip racing in every event I watch that I'm not at the event. I just can't watch it. It's kind of boring. Skills is the next one, and we gotta say Ryan right off the bat, right? Like, up there.
I can definitely see him winning skills, or who knows what Weston can pull off.
Yeah, he did really good.
Then again, Chris Kohler, he's an option as well. Those are my top 3 that for me that can win skills for this weekend.
Yeah, that's how I actually want to do this. I want to do it like top 3, bottom 3, and then like a whatever category. Top 3, I think you kind of nailed it there. Ryan, here's the thing with Glendale that I've noticed kind of a pattern with. We really like bicycles. Yesterday when I did the little thing when I watched our October 2022 event, Todd LeDuc did 2 bicycles that barely even lasted, and he got like a 9.103, Weston did 2 really good moonwalks. He got like a 7.7. So our stadium really likes bicycles, and I think that is gonna come to a little bit of an advantage for a couple of the drivers here. So yeah, I think you nailed the picks. I think Weston's gonna do good as long as Glendale patches up the scoring just a little bit. What did I just put? Asterden? No. I think if Weston, I think he'll do good, and as long as the Glendale judges can patch up their judging a little bit, I think he'll end up in the top 3. Bottom 3, which is probably a hard section. I think it's smart to start with Kurt.
Bro, what did Kurt do to you, man? Come on. Are you not a big Kramer fan?
I'm like, no, I don't know where I am absolutely a Kurt Kramer you know, I was gonna say something and I just completely lost it. No, I swear, I'm like Kurt Kramer's biggest fan. No, I don't think he's not a bad driver, but respectively, no. Respectively, he's not gonna do anything in skills.
Wow.
He might. I think. Well, here's the one thing that I think stadiums will have for him over arenas. He might get a good slap wheelie. I think he might be able to do that, especially depending on what the Glendale track is, because I know Glendale has a history of having new track styles. So if that remains true this year, I know it didn't last year, but if Glendale happens to get a different track style again this year, I think that he might be able to get a good slap wheelie if this track offers a good amount of space for that. I don't know. Do you think Jamie's gonna do? I think he can do good things, but it's not very often that he's not as the most consistent at it. What do you think about Jamie as a pick for this?
Well, what he did last year in Glendale was
Questionable.
But we will see. I can kind of see him being the bottom 3 for sure.
Yeah. I think.
For my 3rd truck, I can probably see maybe Jamie. Then again, it's gonna be her stadium debut. So those are for my top 3 for the bottom.
Yeah, I think Jamie can get good skills things, but consistency-wise, there's just a lot of heavy hitters here. The only other person I could see switching out Jamie Sullivan's place would be Ryan Disharoon, but generally he's more consistent than she is, and I think that's just going to be the one thing that gets me to aim a little bit more towards Jamie Sullivan being at the bottom. I'm just gonna, I like to do this I have pass lists that I've done too, that I'm gonna pull up a couple of pass lists that I've done. Cool Monster Jam 93, I don't know when you got here, sorry, I haven't not had the chat pulled up at all. Really quickly, guys, I'm just gonna get one of my pass lists pulled up, and I'm gonna kind of see how that one was. So I'm gonna pull this here. Here, end of 2022 predictions. I think this is the one. No, that's not it. And that's just something random. I don't actually know if I've done one before. Okay. Forget that part. I don't know where it is, so we're gonna ignore that. I do know, though, I had one that was like underdog kind of thing. Wild card picks is gonna be what we're calling it this time. So drivers that may win, but they're not our first thoughts. Who do you think could be some of the like underdog wild card picks for this?
For which competition?
Skills.
I can see Zach being a wild card.
For sure.
I can see Kayla. I mean, who knows? Sometimes she can get a good poppers, some walks or reverse poppers. I gotta look at the Glendale lineup myself. I kind of forgot the lineup already.
We didn't mention in the top 3 or wild cards. We didn't mention Corey or Armando, but I wouldn't really consider them wild cards on that note. So, the drivers that we haven't said at all are Armando, Corey, Colt, and Ryan Disharoon.
Ryan Disharoon, that's my third one. I can see Ryan Disharoon as a wild card. And for my fourth one, I can see Armando.
Yeah, I think Armando and Corey kind of deserve their own section because they're really consistent with the moonwalks, but they're not necessarily like wild cards because you expect them to do really well. It's just like I don't think they have the highest odds of winning, so I think they're kind of like their own category, to be honest. Alright, that is all the stuff we have for skills. So I'm gonna move over to freestyle. I'm just gonna honestly use this exact same format that I just did. Whoa, what the heck? That was my random pictures in my camera roll, guys. You just got to see them. Okay, freestyle. We're gonna do some, just gonna copy and paste this and then delete the name because it's easier that way. Okay. Where do you want to start? We have top 3, bottom 3 wild cards, and then if you want to do a different category, you can do a different one. Where do you want to start with that for freestyle?
I can say my top 3.
All right.
Of course, Weston and Ryan. I can see them winning freestyle. Or hey, who knows? Chris Kohler. He can cook out freestyle at times.
You guys got the exact same list going, but I think it's correct.
He won freestyle in Inglewood.
Yeah.
In April.
He really got the World Finals.
Yeah, he had an amazing freestyle in World Finals.
Just broke. If the truck didn't break, I 100% guarantee he'd be a World Freestyle champion.
Guarantee he will win World Finals freestyle.
He just needed a backflip. If he had a backflip, he 100% won. 100%.
Yeah.
I think it was the oil pan broke. Really disappointing. But he almost had it. So I think he's really consistent. He's never had a bad freestyle unless it was because the truck gave up on him. I think he's gonna do well. Bottom 3.
Maybe say Kirk Kramer, man.
You wanna see the Kurt Kramer full send? He's gonna be at the Superstar Challenge. He's gonna be the best stunt yet. He's gonna do a 10 truck jump at the Superstar Challenge.
I don't know if he's gonna be at the Superstar. We'll see. They haven't announced the lineup. So.
He's gonna be he's just gonna be for the encore. He's just gonna be for the encore.
Oh, okay. So all right.
Yeah, the trucks have the performance. I think if any truck can do a 10 truck jump in a closed stadium, it's gotta be the Ram trucks.
Okay.
Kurt's gonna come out and do the 10 truck jump. I'm so excited.
Alright, for my bottom 3, of course, I can see Kramer. I can, maybe Jamie Sullivan. I would feel like something's gonna happen to her freestyle. Maybe she's gonna crash her list, or something's gonna happen to her truck. We
Yeah.
will see. For my third truck, it's gonna be a hard one. I mean, maybe Shaker. Maybe.
Yeah, I think right now, I'm really caught up between Jamie Garner and Ryan Disharoon. Those are I'm really close between them. The other drivers I think are all gonna do well. I'm just really caught between Jamie and Ryan Disharoon. I think the important thing to look at is how many off freestyles did they have. I think Jamie Garner overall, I think he was a little bit less consistent, and Ryan Disharoon is more consistent with moonwalks and stuff like that. That's the one thing that I think might give Ryan the upper hand over Jamie. What do you think between them?
Between
Yeah.
Well, I think I prefer Ryan Disher, in my opinion.
Yeah.
He had that. She remember what happened at El Paso this year. He had that crazy backflip. He was about to do a consecutive, but when he tried to do a consecutive backflip, he broke the tire rod. It was like really bad crash. That was pretty cool. But you know, no offense to any drivers, I do like them both. But at the end of the day, I do prefer Ryan Disher.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I think that he just has the better, like, not, neither of them are bad, of course. And Jamie's, I mean, they're kind of equal talent. I just think you gotta look at the consistency, and I think that's just more present in Ryan Disher than Jamie. Wild card picks. You think we could say Armando for this one?
I can see Wildside being one of them.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
And I can also see.
What do you think about Jamie Sullivan? I think maybe. I think she might be one.
We will see. We will see what she can do.
So. Yeah, Armando. Okay. Yeah, we had two names. If I had to say, because there are drivers I expect to do good as opposed to others, but I do think Jamie might be able to pull out a hat trick. That's the one thing that I'm like, maybe? Possibly? I don't know. I don't think we can have her in the bottom three and in the wild card section, though, so I think I am going to leave her at that. Colt's a world champion. Corey has the overall. Weston's good. Ryan's good. They're both in the top three. Chris Kohler's in the top three. So that only leaves us with, for drivers that aren't already categorized, we pretty much just have Ryan Disharoon and Caleb Blood, because, I mean, Corey just had an overall, so we already expect good stuff from him. Diggers are in the top three. Cole just won freestyle. So yeah, I think Kayla and Ryan Disharoon are the only two drivers that aren't really in a good category right now. So what do you think about that?
From Corey Rummel and Caleb Blood?
No, Corey and Ryan Disharoon, those two.
Oh, okay. Man, after what Corey did back in April, I became a Corey fan because of what he did in April. And to be fair, I think I'm gonna go with Corey for this one. I think Corey can do better than Ryan this weekend.
Yeah, I think Corey's already kind of got it in the books. I don't think he's going for another overall, but he's just a really good driver. And what do you think about Caleb Blood versus Corey?
Oh, no offense to Caleb. You know, pretty good driver and everything, but I think Corey can do better. Corey is better than Caleb in my opinion, but like I said, no offense to both drivers, pretty good drivers.
Yeah, that's a fair play. I think Corey's gonna do better. So I think if we already have our highest expectations for Corey, I think Kayla should probably be the one for the wild card pick then, if we had to say that.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Okay, so Kayla Blood is our wild card pick, and then that just means that Ryan Disharoon, Cole Stevens, and Corey. I'm gonna give Ryan his own section again because he has his own spot in skills, which is basically, I don't know, somewhere in like the middle, maybe lower half, but in the middle still. I think that's gonna be the same thing for him for freestyle. I don't think he's gonna be like top 6, maybe like in top 5, but not in the podium. But I think he's kind of like his own spot. He's not top 3, he's not bottom 3, he's not a wild card. He's just like a good driver, like a decent driver. That's all there really is to say about him. And we didn't say Corey or Colt for this, but we already kind of have Corey just got the overall, and Colt he's a world champion. That's why, like, he's not a wild card, but he's not a top 3 or a bottom 3. And Corey, he's not a top 3, he's not a bottom 3, and he just got the overall, so he's not a wild card either. They're just kind of there. They don't have a category. And skills, it's Corey and who is it? Corey and Armando are the ones for skills. Yeah, there's a couple drivers that just don't have anything. All right, so problem for both skills and freestyle, we have the exact same drivers selected for podium, but if we're talking, we need to find an overall winner right now, right?
Yeah.
So for podium for skills and freestyle, it's Ryan, Weston, and Chris, both of those competitions. But we did say for racing that Ryan Anderson is going to be a finalist, which means that in theory Ryan's going to get that redemption arc, and Ryan Anderson is going to be our overall winner based on our previous predictions. I think Ryan is going to be the overall based on what we said.
I can see that.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ryan Anderson is our pick for the overall winner. We're gonna find out this Saturday, and we're doing a collab stream right now, but we do have a little bit of a surprise for the event on Saturday, specifically the pre-show. So what's that little bit of a surprise that we have planned for Saturday?
Well, like I said, we're gonna start a collab. Our collab name will be named as Zona Brothers. I think that's a pretty cool name. And of course, I'll be there for the early access. You won't. I'll be waiting for you. Once you get to the party and everything, we're gonna be doing driver interviews together for the first time. So that'll be pretty cool to do with you, of course.
Yeah, you guys better be ready. This is my first time in my channel's history. This stream is my first time doing a collab thing at all, and we're doing our first ever collab video in person on Saturday at the Monster Jam pit party. The two of us, the Zona Brothers, we're gonna go around, we're gonna be interviewing different drivers. We might bring up this list. I don't think I will. I already have set questions I want to ask everyone. I want to ask Ryan about getting a redemption, you know, ask Corey about his overall, stuff like that. I just revealed my email to everybody. So yeah, we have driver interviews planned for all of the pit party, as well as that, assuming that Glendale gets a new track. It might not. Assuming Glendale gets a new track like previous years, we're gonna do we could do a little bit of a track walk. Basically think what are drivers gonna do with this new track? What opportunities does it have? So we have some big plans for this Saturday in the pit party. Now I'm gonna be 100% honest. I've never interviewed anybody before, so wherever we start with those interviews, I think it's gonna be Weston. Because Gravedigger Line's gonna...
Yep, we need to get the Andersons first. That's
absolutely. Those lines are gonna blow up. So, I think if we start with Weston, I'm gonna let you do the first, let you start the first interview. Because I never interviewed anyone before about anything. So, I'll let you do the first one, and we can just kind of do, like, a trade-off thing from there. Like, well, we're both doing it, but you get the point, like, with that. So, yeah, this Saturday, mark your calendars, because I'm not only going to be recording the whole Glendale event, attending the whole show, but in the pit party, me and Zona Monsters, we're going to be doing a collab together as the Zona Brothers, and we're going to have a great time out there interviewing every single driver that we have time for and more in that pit party, so keep a lookout. It's going to be a great time. One more quick look over our predictions. For racing, we think that Ryan Anderson and Zach Garner are going to be your finalists. For skills, we think that your top 3 drivers are going to be Ryan Anderson, Chris Kohler, and Weston Anderson. And those same 3 drivers are our predictions for the freestyle top 3. And with that, our prediction for the overall event champion is going to be Ryan Anderson. But we'll have to see how it goes on event day. It's going to be a great time. The two of us are going to be out there in the pit party. We're going to see if these predictions are accurate by the end of the event. And I just have such a good feeling about this event. This is an absolutely great lineup. I think it's going to be the best postseason show since the pandemic. I think it's hard to say. Last October was really good, but this lineup has so much opportunity. So I think this might end up being our best postseason show of the decade so far. I'm really looking forward to it. What do you think? What are your thoughts on Saturday overall?
It's gonna be a fun day. I do want to tell you guys that tomorrow, Monster Jam will be around my area, around my Macy's. I'll be seeing that truck tomorrow. I'll be posting pictures, I'll be posting on my community tab and everything. So be aware on that. But Saturday it's gonna be a great time, especially with you. We'll be hanging out around the pit party for the first time ever and everything, and can't wait for this. That is gonna be a great show.
For sure. I have such a good feeling. I think it's gonna be a jam-packed freestyle. The big note is really just the independence, you know. I mean, Kurt's interesting for reasons. Ryan, we already just saw him, but we have Garner Motorsports with Zach, which is going to be interesting, and Team Scream returning for a postseason show. So I already know freestyle is going to be action-packed. I already know Skills is going to have some great moves and hopefully some good bicycle combos. And yeah, I just can't wait for this event. Can't wait for the pit party, and I cannot wait for Saturday. And with that note, I think that's just about everything we had to go over with this podcast. So thank you guys so much for coming out here. And any last words for the people here at the podcast?
Well, if you're gonna see my videos, you know dang well whenever a truck does a bicycle, a stoppie, or a moonwalk, I always go, that's my main thing. So because I want to see my videos fun to watch. So hopefully I'll be the first person to upload the full show. I mean, once Glendale is over, I'll be up all night editing my video and everything.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, so at the end of the day, can't wait for this Saturday.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah, I that's the one problem I have. But we just got a new laptop over at my dad's, which should make editing faster. So I might beat you to that full show race. We'll have to see. But yeah, thanks for coming out. It's been a great podcast. And I will see you guys tomorrow. But just for cool effect, I will see you guys on Saturday at the Glendale event. So thanks for coming out to the podcast. And I'll see you guys next time.